Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane and today I have something really exciting to show you. But you already know what it is because you read the title before you clicked on my video. So yeah, that's right. I got an iPad from me to myself as a birthday gift. This was half present and half investment on my part in order to continue pursuing my art career, and I cannot believe I have it in my hands for real right now. But we all know the iPad is not 100% of the equation, of course, if you're an artist, and I also needed to get the Apple Pencil, which, to be honest, I couldn't have gotten if it hadn't been for my wonderful partner who got it for me for my birthday as well. So thank you, Tony. Funny thing is, the iPad arrived 3 days before the pencil, so I was going insane. You have no idea. I felt like I had the coolest sketchbook without a pen or a pencil to use it with. And I know there's always, finger drawing, but I tried it and it was such a big failure. When I had both things though, the madness began. I immediately downloaded Procreate and got to business, which meant ignoring everyone on my birthday dinner and doodling the whole night. This is actually the first drawing I made in Procreate with the iPad. As you can see, it's kind of cute, it's kind of simple, but I really like how it turned out, and considering it was my first time using the program and the pencil and the iPad, I think I did pretty well. Today's video sponsor will be me. Yes, me again. As you may know, iPads are not cheap at all, and I personally would love to keep investing in better gear for my art and my career. If you can and would like to, I just want to remind you I have a Patreon with new rewards each month. You can also contact me here to get your own illustrated commission from yours truly. So here's where my review comes into play. The first time I used Procreate, there were many things I was unfamiliar with naturally. The first things were the touch controls and the way some tools that I'm used to using work, like the lasso tool, selections, the transform tool, even something as simple as copy and paste. Like with everything, with every new tool, there is always a bit of an adjustment and learning curve. But I have to say this adjustment was quicker for me than when I switched from using Photoshop to Clip Studio Paint, which actually took me about a week to get comfortable with the new program. Just to get a visual idea, here's my first drawing in Procreate, and here's the second one I did once I understood the program just a little bit better. The thing that feels the most different to me by far has got to be the way the pencil feels on the glassy surface of the iPad itself. I've kind of had to relearn how to control my strokes as I've gotten used to the friction that comes with my Intuos drawing tablet, which has a paper-like feel to it. The way around this would be to probably just get myself a glass cover that mimics the feel, but it's not so bothersome at this point that I'll be spending money on it anytime soon. But that's always a solution to that problem if you are worried about that specifically. Something that I think also needs more exploring on my part to be able to give a better verdict will be to download more brushes and see how those adjust to my drawing necessities. All the default brushes that come with Procreate are pretty great and could easily be used to make professional looking illustrations. But having said that, I have grown so used to my own costume brushes on Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop that because I don't have those in Procreate, I've noticed that the drawings I make on my iPad are way more flat looking, a little bit comic book looking or graphical looking, if you want to name it like that, than the ones I created on Clip Studio Paint on my computer. And here's a comparison of just those drawings that I do on Procreate as opposed to the drawings that I've done with Clip Studio Paint on my computer. One is a bit like rendered and the other one's a bit like flat. This, of course, as well is completely fixable. All I gotta do is watch some tutorials on how to make custom brushes and go from there. Another thing I really like about Procreate is that there are tutorials for absolutely everything about it, since it's so popular within the iPad community. So more often than not, if I can't find something, if I don't understand the way something works, I can simply go to YouTube or Google and find out. Did you guys know you can animate on Procreate? Because I had no idea, and I thought it was just for illustration purposes. But apparently not. And I only learned this after getting the iPad and after downloading Procreate. So I have yet to use this feature, but I'll be using it very soon. Don't you worry, child. Once I do, I'll give you my thoughts on it as well. Another thing I find is pretty delightful with this program is that it feels like something I can use for small projects and commissions, which is fantastic because it means my work is now portable and I don't have to sit at my very uncomfortable desk for hours. Now I can move around and work from wherever, whenever, and that has been such a novelty for me. It's just amazing, fantastic. I can't praise that feature enough. That's more to do with the iPad again than with Procreate, but it's something that goes hand in hand and I just absolutely love it. Here's one commission that I've done recently using the iPad and Procreate. It's my first commission on my iPad and I think it turned out pretty good. Look guys, being able to move around is fantastic, no matter what program you end up getting for the iPad. I know there are a lot of great options, and the reason I'm giving you this review for Procreate is because that's the one I downloaded. I have nothing bad to say about other options, I'm just telling you what I've experienced so far. When you think about it, display tablets, even the cheapest ones, which are usually not the best ones to get, are around the same price point as the iPad, so why not get the iPad instead? I hadn't thought about it that way, but now that I have it, it seems so silly to me to invest on a display tablet, especially after the experience I had with my XP Pen display tablet, over getting an iPad which costs the same or even less, and you can use just the same way as you would use a display tablet. But you don't have to actually plug the iPad into a computer. You can draw wherever and whenever you want. Yes, including the bathroom. And yes, I've done it. I'll be the first one to admit that. But there are obviously cons to having Procreate and cons to having an iPad. And there aren't very many I can think about at this point. But here's my only caution for you guys. If you're currently a professional and need to work on large files, you have to think about getting an iPad with large amounts of storage or an iPad Pro, given that Procreate will adjust the amount of layers you're able to use depending on this. They do that to make the program smooth and for it to work properly without glitching, which I think is fantastic. But this is something very important to think about, and this is also important to note if you're somebody who's used to using a lot of layers. I know this review isn't entirely thorough, and I'm sure there will be much more to talk about in the future, but I have only used Procreate for close to a month now, and I feel I will be better suited for an in-depth review once I've used it for at least 6 months. So yeah, even though this is a quote-unquote review, it's more of just my experience the first few weeks of having the iPad and Procreate, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and with that, I will let you guys go. You know what to do if you want to support me, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Bye.